Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new here, I kind of just go over my Veloster, and I kind of update people on my build and stuff and go over installation. So anyways, today I just wanted to go over everything I've done with my Veloster N and kind of just give an overview of the car. So just right off the basis, super happy with the car, no complaints, haven't had really any issues come up with it. It is a 2022 and it is a 6-speed. I'll go ahead and show the inside and everything, but no complaints on the car at all for performance or even anything engine wise. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the front end of the car, and the very first thing that's pretty noticeable is this is painted black. Now I made a video on how to paint this and also the rear emblem as well. This is obviously has a ton of rock chips in it now. Unfortunately, it came out a lot better, obviously. Then when I put it on the car, it looked good, but afterwards, you know, highway, it's gonna end up getting some rock chips and fuck up the paint. But I'm planning on putting PPF over it next time I get it repainted and have it all nice and clean. Anyways, so the other very noticeable thing is this right here, and this is an air inlet. It's a I don't remember the name of the product or the company, but I know it's not a very well-known company. I got this off of my friend, and I've actually heard that the company's so-and-so. So I don't know if I would recommend buying this, but it is a pretty cool air inlet, and I got very lucky. My buddy was parting out his car, and I happened to get it because it's still functional. So another thing as well with the front, that some of you might be able to tell, is the larger intercooler. So that is 110% larger than the OEM one, and it's made by a company called Deporacing. And I also have their downpipe, and really phenomenal company. I got the product here super fast. It was wrapped well and everything inside for like the packaging, and installation wasn't too terrible. I haven't really seen any significant noticeable gains when it comes to like just driving around, but obviously it's going to help with the air temperature from the for the turbo and whatnot, and going inside the motor. But other than that, we have this piece right here that was normally silver. This is painted black. This I wrapped. This was a little bit of a bitch, but it came out okay. And then this front splitter right here, this is actually made for a Honda Civic, and it just so happens that it fits. Now there was another YouTube video that I watched where somebody else did an installation of this, and it came out okay. It's about 60 bucks, and I was like, well, if I don't like it, it's just 60 bucks, and I can take it off, and it's not $1,000 like some of the other front splitters are for these cars, where they're about $1,000. So moving on to my next two pieces are the eyelids right here. Another good purchase. These were already pre-painted. I got them from a guy off of Instagram who lives in South Korea, I believe, and he goes ahead and ships them out. I think it's called like X Titanium. I'll go ahead and put the Instagram in the description as well. All the stuff that I have here will be in the description, but this was a really good purchase. This was about 160 bucks. And then I also got this little vinyl right here to black out the amber. I was pretty happy with that. Not a bad purchase. And coming off here to the side, I went ahead and painted the wheels black. They're a little dirty right now, but look a lot better in my opinion. Just all one color instead of having the like the aluminum look to them, as well as the black. But coming off here to the side, we also have the OEM mud flaps. Now you can only get these, I believe, from a Canadian dealership. I don't know if it's about, you know, if South Korea offers these or whatnot, but I had to get these from a Canadian dealership since I'm in the US, and they were a little bit pricey. I don't know if I would go ahead and purchase them again, because the shipping cost me almost $160, and I live over in California, and that was absolutely outrageous to pay for just some mud flaps. But you know, I had them, and at the time they didn't tell me what the shipping was going to be. They gave me an estimate, and it was a lot lower. It was like $30, and I was like, okay, well, if it's gonna be 30 bucks, I'll go ahead and buy them. When they billed me, it was 160, and I was like, I'm not paying 160. I had a you know, a little bit of an argument with the manager, but they ended up going ahead and just cutting it in half for me. So pretty good business from them, even though it was still a bit more expensive. So back here, like I was saying, just blocked out that, nothing really too special. Can't really think of anything else. I just have this on for the meantime. I do photography, so I'm just gonna leave that on. I just got that Brazzers plate. If you want this, I'll put the link in the description for this as well. This was probably one of the best purchases. I had this on my previous G35 and everybody loved it. I mean, it's obviously gonna put smiles on people's faces. It's just funny. So I can't really think of anything else done. Oh yes, roof wrap. This was the first thing I did, and I gotta say it was a pretty good decision. Super happy with the roof wrap. I did have one of my buddies do this, no complaints with that. And then also, I guess if you want to consider this a mod or not, it does have 40% tint right here in the front, and then a 5% up top. It definitely helps block out some of the sun. And I believe the sides are like 35s. They're just, when I purchased the car, it was used, and so it already came with the tint on the sides. It's nothing crazy, but obviously I don't want to have it too dark. In California, it's a pretty big thing to get pulled over for almost any modification or anything else you have done to your vehicle. And so I would like to, if police officers come by, they can just see me right through the car and they're not going to pull me over for my window tint. Anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and pop open the hood right now and show you what I got underneath there. Before I go ahead and pop open the hood, I just want to say the two other things I have done right here are the Alcantara on the pillars. Looks really good in my opinion. I plan on getting some more Alcantara throughout the car, but for right now I just did the pillars. Then I also have a Billetworks shift knob right here, and this is weighted. It's about 100 bucks, and this was an amazing purchase. I was super happy with buying this. I recommend it. Even if you don't want to get this type of style, they have different options and they have different patterns. You can just get the 1 through 6 instead of me having to jail through prison. If you don't want anything on it at all or whatever, any engravings you want, however you want it, they got it. Great company. Let's go ahead and open up the hood. All right, so underneath the hood, nothing crazy. All I have is the Takeda air intake, and this was another one of my first mods that I decided to do. Obviously it's a turbo car, you kind of have to do the intake, but this has been a really good purchase too. Really happy with it. I gotta clean the filter, it's looking a little dirty, but other than that, nothing else done. I don't plan on making this, or I don't plan on cleaning this up and making anything like polished aluminum or have any like chrome really showing. Like I said, it's California, so if I ever have my hood popped open, I know that's gonna not be good, but other than that, you know, kind of just leave everything how it is. That kind of wraps up everything underneath the hood. And on the outside of the car, underneath, I do happen to have, like I was mentioning earlier, a downpipe, and I also have a arc mid pipe that comes all the way out to the back end of the muffler, and that goes from a 2.5 with a resonator for the OEM to a 3-inch no resonator all the way back. That's pretty pricey purchase, but I definitely think that if you pair it with a downpipe or a different exhaust or a muffler, then it could be worth it. But for the most part, it sounded pretty good just with having the mid pipe and nothing else done to the exhaust. So the car is pretty loud. It does pop quite a bit, and you know, obviously that's what you would want if you purchase this car, because it does have the burp hole tune already kind of activated in it. And the only other thing I have that I haven't mentioned is the lower engine mount. I forgot what the name of the I think it was 6 element. I think it was a 6 element motor mount, and that's helped out quite a bit with the spin if I happen to launch the car, which I never really do, but it's made a difference. I definitely recommend purchasing that if you plan on modifying your car and you definitely want it to be handling a little bit better. But other than that, this is pretty much just what the car looks like all around. I have obviously more plans in the future to lower it, you know, about an inch on springs. Plan on getting some spacers. I'll hopefully get like one of the Veloster N turbos. Those were built a little bit better, I guess, than the Veloster N turbos. These ones have some problems if you put too much boost on them. But other than that, yeah, just kind of a little simple build right now. Be doing some other stuff. I want to get obviously like a hood. I'll have the hood painted. It's gonna be vented, and then I'll get rid of this OEM spoiler. I don't think these are terrible. These look pretty good, but definitely want to get one of the bigger spoilers in the future. Not going to cut up the car at all. I'm not going to wide body it, but I definitely will need to probably roll the fenders around, or just roll the fenders, not roll the fenders around. Yeah, and here's another look at the interior. These seats, they do light up. One of the biggest choices between the earlier models, or the 19s and 20s versus the 21s, 2022s, were the seats, and this is kind of what I want to lean more towards, because I mean these seats are awesome. If you have to pick between one or the other, between the cloth and this, these like the leather and the sport trim seats, I guess the bucket seats, I would definitely recommend picking a model that has the bucket seats, because it is a such a nice feeling being able to sit in these seats and not have the other OEM ones, because I've sat in both and these are definitely a lot more comfortable. All right guys, well, that wraps up the video. Thank you for checking out. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I'll try to get back to all the ones that I can. If you could please smash that subscribe button. We're gonna go ahead and try to get as much stuff as we can done with this car, and try making it look a lot better than it did, or it does already. So once again, thank you, and hope you all have a good day.